Labs is a 501c3 MakerSpace. Our mission is to support science, technology, engineering, and math activities throughout the greater Nashua area. We're particularly focused on both our members and other community organizations that come to us looking for use of our facilities or things we can do for them. We are entirely supported by our member dues. We have all volunteers running our facility, no employees whatsoever. Some of the activities we currently are sponsoring, we have the Nashua High School First Robotics Team, had been until COVID-19, operating out of our building. On the second floor is their practice area, as well as they have an office on the first floor of our building. In the past, we have built organizers for the Nashua Police Departments. If you've seen the back of their SUVs, MakeIt Labs was responsible for building those equipment organizers so they're not just strewn about the back of the SUV and they can actually quickly and efficiently get at the material they carry with them. We have a large amount of work areas ranging from a full wood shop to a machine shop, auto lift, plasma cutting table, welders. Those are all in our garage area. We have laser cutters, 3D printers, sewing machines, soldering irons, hot air reflow stations for doing electronics work, an art room, as well as conference and meeting spaces for people that can rent them as well, that are our members. Recently, just before COVID-19 shut everything down, we hosted a organizational meeting for the United Way. So we tend to be fairly involved in our community, and it's really just part of our mission to support science, technology, engineering, art, and math throughout Greater Nashua, like I said before. Behind me, you can see the end result of our effort that we have been doing for COVID-19 personal protective equipment. The assembly line behind me is putting together currently face shields. So the particular design they're working on right now is a piece of plastic, foam, and then just a simple garden Velcro tie. One of the things that we've had to learn how to do is iterate on our designs very quickly. This here will keep fluids and other, COVID airborne bacteria or virus particles out of the face of the wearer. As materials come available or unavailable, we've had to change our design quite a bit. Like I said, this one uses Velcro, and the Velcro Corporation has been very generous. They've actually donated over 12,000 feet of this garden Velcro. This particular design here uses pipe foam instead of that other foam. When this foam wasn't available, we found the pipe foam and just bought it. The entire inventory of the Greater Nashua Home Depots, they had no pipe foam. They also had no garden Velcro because before we were in contact with Velcro, we bought all of that as well. For places that aren't latex sensitive, we have a rubber shock cord that has latex in it, so we don't deliver this to people that are latex sensitive. And this is probably a design that people may be hearing about other places. This uses 3D printed parts. Again, it's got the Velcro. It's not going to fit my head, so I'm not going to put it on. But this is a more reusable design because you can clean this easier. The pipe foam is also easy to clean, but this particular foam here, while it's inexpensive, you have to be very careful when you clean it because if you get it wet, it will no longer adhere to the plastic. So you have to let it dry before you bump this foam. These are a lot more durable. And the one problem with 3D printed plastic parts is it takes a while. This takes about an hour and a half. It's been optimized. It used to take 3 to 4 hours to print just one of these. This takes an hour and a half right now. So another thing we've been working on here is taking sheets of plastic, in addition to the thin sheet of plastic here that we cut on our laser, this thicker piece, this is acrylic, but we use different types of plastic for our actual production models, is cut on our laser, and we can cut these much faster than we can 3D print those. And then you add a disposable piece of foam for comfort, and rubber bands or Velcro for the headband, and you have a very quickly made, very comfortable, reusable face shield. So that's what we specialized in here at MakeIt Labs, thanks to activities that our president of our board of directors, Bill Shongar, got involved in about 6 weeks ago. That got attention from Coca-Cola and EasyPack, who then donated the raw material that we use to make these plastic shields. Dell Corporation then got involved and donated this foam and these shock cords, as well as some other resources. And a whole bunch of other community organizations have come together and really given us a ton of support to make all this possible. We have all our volunteer members here helping out. Some days it's an around-the-clock operation. Other days when we get a little bit ahead of schedule, we may only be here for 4 to 6 hours a day. But we so far, let me see. Last week we delivered almost 4,500 face shields to the community throughout southern New Hampshire and kind of the northeastern corner of Massachusetts. And we also have been making the ear savers you may have heard about. On my mask here, I'm just using a piece of the garden Velcro, but people that wear masks a long time, this spot here gets tucked behind your ears and it starts to hurt a lot. So we ship out garden Velcro people want to use, or we have 3D printed plastic pieces that will hook on here and hold your mask tight to your face while not having it put pressure on your ears. So that's another thing we've been doing for local people, and probably about 5,000 of those ear savers in the past 3 or 4 weeks while we've been working on them, and probably 30,000 or so face shields over the past 6 weeks we have shipped out of MakeIt Labs to other people. And that doesn't count the raw PET plastic that comes in. When Coca-Cola made the donation, we had to learn how to process 1-ton rolls of plastic sheet and then turn them into these face shields. That's a fairly tough process for what's really basically just a group of people, I'll call them geeks, I don't consider it a pejorative at all, who get together and kind of have fun. But we were luckily in a position where we could figure out a way. We used our auto lift to lift up this 1-ton roll and get it up high enough that we could spool it out and cut it into sheets and then run it into our laser cutter. And in our laser cutter is where we take it and cut this design out of it. This particular one, there's a hole here you might be able to see in the temple for holding the shock cord. In this one, there are additional holes to run the Velcro band around the forehead. So we cut the raw basic shape out first, and then depending upon what model we're making each day or each week, we'll add the additional holes to support that pattern. It all depends on what materials we have available at the time. We have to be very flexible because of material availability. Once the laser cutter is done cutting all the basic pattern and the holes in them, it moves here to the assembly area where we have people that clean and heat treat the face shields so that the foam, right, you don't want this to separate. The foam's got to hold really well, and so that's what that heat treating, that pass with the torch is doing right there. Then we apply the foam using a jig we've built, and then down at the end of the table, we wait until we've got 5 or 10 face shields batched up, and we have a large heavy roller that we use to apply pressure and keep the face shields and the foam well attached to each other. As well, we have a jig we built that cuts the Velcro to length for the headbands or the shock cord. We actually have a little machine that cuts the shock cord for us. and the end product is a package of face shields. We bag them up in bags of 20 and then boxes of 200 and ship them out the door. And that's pretty much what we've been doing here for the past 6 weeks. Right now we're in the stage of beginning to switch from kind of what I consider the sprint, where we've been trying to figure this out, make it work, and get them done as fast as possible, to the marathon. I think we're really going to be, I'm going to say in the business, but we're not selling them. We donate all of our face shields. Any income we get is simply from people donating money to support us. And we're going to be moving into a marathon phase where, as facilities open back up, businesses open back up, they're going to need face shields and other personal protective equipment for their employees or for their customers. I know the governor's executive order just yesterday gave some guidance for restaurants and salons and other places to open up again. And one of the things that they specifically mentioned are face shields and masks. And if businesses need face shields, they can't get them, they can't buy them from suppliers, because a lot of cases we found, yep, you can order them, but it's going to be a month before they get delivered. And we have inventory right here and we can hand them out. And then businesses will be able to reopen, customers will be able to come back in, and we can get the economy moving again. I think MakeIt Labs is going to play a vital role in that, and we appreciate your support. So the best way to learn more about our activities is to visit our website. That's MakeItLabs.com, or our Facebook page, also Facebook MakeIt Labs. You'll see a link if you go to MakeItLabs.com/COVID-19, where you'll learn more about our specific activities. We ask that you don't just show up. There's an email address on that page, COVID-19-response@MakeItLabs.com. You can email people at that email address. We have it generally staffed 24 hours a day. People are up all hours of the night working on various projects, and you can drop off supplies. If you happen to be 3D printing face shield visors, you can find out more information about sewing and making your own masks at home. All the different activities we're doing at MakeIt Labs, or even if you do want to volunteer, MakeItLabs.com/COVID-19. Now, without the help of our volunteers, we wouldn't be able to get this done at all. Everyone here is a MakeIt Labs member. They've paid their dues in expectation of being able to use the space. But instead, we're closed for all non-COVID-19 related activities. And instead, they've come up, they've stepped up, put themselves at risk, and are volunteering their time to build these face shields and other personal protective equipment. So I just want to say thank you to all our members for stepping up and helping out.